Life throws these moments at us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Times when things just feel heavy.
Mm.
That shadow of uncertainty, maybe,
Mm.
or just this deep sense of unease.
Yeah, that feeling in your gut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Could be about the future or maybe health worries or just really tough personal stuff. And it's only human for fear to start creeping in then.
Oh, absolutely. Fear's wired into us, isn't it? It's that primal response to perceived danger or the great unknown. It's meant to protect us, really.
But what if? What if we could face those things, acknowledge them, but um, orient ourselves differently?
How do you mean?
Like find a deeper reference point,
Yeah.
something more stable when the storm hits. That's really what we're diving into today, this idea of choosing faith over fear.
Right.
Not like pretending the problems aren't there,
Yeah.
but consciously deciding where we put our trust.
That's a great way to put it. It's like anchoring a ship, isn't it? The anchor doesn't stop the storm.
No, of course not.
But it holds the ship steady, stops it from being completely thrown about. Faith can be that kind of anchor for us internally.
And thinking about that, there's a verse that always comes to my mind, Isaiah 41:10.
Oh, yes, a powerful one.
It says, "So do not fear, for I am with you.
Yeah.
Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." It just feels so direct.
It really is a clear promise of presence, of support, right when you feel that fear taking hold.
What strikes you most about it?
Well, it's how comprehensive it feels. It starts with the command, do not fear, but then immediately gives the reason, for I am with you. Presence.
Right, that presence.
And then it goes further, doesn't it? It's not just being there, it's active help. I will strengthen you, help you, uphold you. It's like this complete wraparound support being offered.
Strengthening, helping, upholding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's think about how this actually, plays out. How does this choice, faith over fear, look in real life when things get genuinely difficult? It's one thing to read the words.
And another thing, to live them.
Exactly. That's the core question. How does it become real?
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about maybe a small business owner. Let's say they're facing a really tough economic time.
Okay.
Sales are down. The future looks uncertain. That's fertile ground for fear, for anxiety about their livelihood, their employee.
Oh, absolutely. The pressure must be enormous. You could easily make decisions just out of panic.
Right. We hear about that, cutting corners, maybe letting people go purely out of that fear-driven reaction.
Yeah.
But sometimes you see a different path taken. Someone who decides to operate from trust instead.
What does that look like practically?
It might mean sticking to their core values, perhaps. Maybe finding a way to keep staff on even when it's incredibly tight financially.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's reinvesting something small back into the business, acting with the conviction that there is a way forward, even if it's not totally clear yet. It's kind of refusing to let fear be the only voice in the room.
Acting in line with your values even when you're scared, that feels like a really tangible form of faith. It is. And you touched on something important there, the impact on others.
Oh, right. The employees,
Yeah.
maybe customers.
Exactly. When someone chooses that path of trust, it often inspires courage in those around them. It creates a ripple effect.
That's a really powerful thought. Our response isn't just internal.
Not at all. It shapes the atmosphere, the community. Choosing faith offers a different story, a counter-narrative to just fear and anxiety that builds resilience together.
It reminds me, too, of a situation with some high school students. Their community had gone through some really difficult, distressing events.
Ah, yes. And for young people especially, that kind of thing can really shake their sense of safety. Fear becomes very real.
Totally. Vulnerability and security. But these students, instead of sort of retreating into that fear, they did something different.
What did they do?
They started organizing these gatherings, small groups, focused on prayer, on just sharing, reflecting together.
Community.
Yes. It wasn't about pretending the bad things didn't happen or that they weren't scared. It was about finding strength together in their shared faith.
That's significant, that proactive response. They didn't just wait for the fear to maybe go away.
Wow.
They actively created a space for connection, for finding comfort in their beliefs. I remember hearing one student say something like, praying together reminded them they weren't alone, that their worries were heard.
And apparently it made a real difference. Those gatherings became this source of comfort, and it spread, creating a bit more hope in the wider school community. It just shows how faith can really be a catalyst for healing, even when a whole group is facing fear.
It really does. It highlights that communal strength, doesn't it? Knowing others stand with you, believe with you, that provides incredible support when you're afraid.
So these examples give us a picture. right?
Mhm.
But it's crucial to say, and you hinted at this, choosing faith doesn't magically make the problems disappear.
Oh, absolutely critical point. Yes.
The business owner might still have financial struggles. The student still had to process what happened.
Exactly. Faith isn't a guarantee of an easy life. It's not about removing the storm.
So what is it then?
It's more about equipping us, giving us the inner resources, the strength to navigate those storms with a different perspective.
Okay.
It's like finding the courage within the storm, maybe even a sense of peace amidst it, rather than just wishing it away.
A different source of strength. Not about avoiding things, but having that inner resilience to keep going.
That's it precisely. Facing adversity without being completely capsized by the fear. Trusting in something, someone, bigger than the immediate situation.
Okay, so if someone's listening right now and they're really grappling with a specific fear,
Hmm.
what's a first step? A tangible way to start choosing faith?
Well, I think the very first thing is just honesty. Acknowledge the fear.
Don't push it down.
No. Name it. What is it specifically that you're anxious about right now? Bring it into the light, so to speak.
Okay, so you acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Then what?
Hmm.
How do you actually invite faith into that space?
That's, of course, deeply personal. It looks different for everyone.
Sure.
For some, it might be dedicated prayer, really consciously handing over those worries. For others, maybe spending time with scripture, finding those words of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
Connecting with others who share your faith can be huge too, that support network. But ultimately, it's about that intentional shift.
A shift in focus.
Yes, shifting your focus away from the fear itself and towards the source of your faith, towards God.
So you're not just dwelling on all the what-ifs that fear brings up.
Exactly.
You're actively engaging with hope, with trust, in something beyond your own control.
Perfectly put. And the heart of it really is captured in that thought. God's presence is your greatest source of strength.
Ah, yes.
It reminds us where true, lasting resilience actually comes from. Not our own strength, but that divine connection.
So wrapping this up then. Fear, it's real. It's part of being human. We're going to face things that make us uneasy, uncertain. That's inevitable.
It is, but
We don't have to let it rule us. There's a choice.
there is. And that choice is to actively lean into faith. Not pretending challenges don't exist,
Right.
but consciously deciding to anchor ourselves in that deeper trust. Believing we're not alone, that help is there.
In all circumstances.
In all circumstances.
So maybe something for everyone listening to consider today. What fear are you holding on to right now?
Mm-hmm.
And just how can you invite God's presence into that specific fear? Just for this moment, perhaps.
It's an invitation, isn't it?
Yeah. Even when things feel uncertain, there's always that invitation to find peace, to find strength through faith.